Solid Snake and Ryan and Metal Gear Rex versus Liquid Ocelot and Metal Gear Ray.
Ryan, what the hell? What, do you got a death wish or something?
They self-destructed!
Oh, for the love of God, Ryan.
What's that?
No, it's Metal Gear Ray. Wait, that's Outer Haven? Renamed to Metal Gear Ray, Outer.
Ray!
It's not over. Not yet. Liquid. Moses! Where our fates were born. And where yours ends, Snake.
It was something like shoot their leg.
Let's finish this, Snake. Ray may have been designed as a rest, but you've got me on your side. You can't lose. The machine gun's overheated. We need to win until the barrel goes down. Approaching missiles with the machine cannon. Don't let a single one slip through.
Kojima, why'd I ever doubt you?
Ray leaves itself wide open right after you dodge its attack. Keep dodging and wait for your chance to counterattack. Ray just opened his head cover. It's
Yeah! Metal Gear Ray was a flop. Hello, fella.
Where's Liquid?
Oh, he already is. What? Oh, Metal Gear Ray. Even the 25 of you couldn't beat Ryan and his rocket launcher.
Snake! Fox.
Fox die? Hey, maybe it's already killing people.
Think again.
What a melodramatic guy.
Sorry, but that won't work this time. Behold!
Hold what?
Liquid!
Quadrat? Broken. Got Mount Rushmore. Holy God. Metal Gear Rex's railgun is gonna look ridiculous in that.
Is the liberty we won for ourselves. Outer Haven. And with this weapon, I will destroy JD. Then everything ends and everything begins.
Huh,
As for
it doesn't
you,
look
brother, you'll stay here to mark the silent watery grave.
See, the problem is Liquid isn't in Liquid's body. Snake.
Die, snake!
He's still alive.
Sonny, forgive me.
Cut off his own arm. How is Raiden stopping that thing? What the hell is wrong with you, Raiden? My God. First you cut off your own arm, and now you're stabbing yourself in the foot. Ugh.
Jack, Do you remember the day we met?
Yeah, it was in front of Federal Hall. There were all these tourists around you.
They were asking me which building it was that King Kong was climbing in the movie. I said it was probably the Chrysler building. And then you showed up and started mouthing off. You were like, no, it's the Empire State.
I said the Chrysler building was in Godzilla.
We started arguing, and I forgot all about the tourists.
The next thing we knew, the tourists had gone away.
And she was a lie!
I found you again by coincidence out in the base corridor.
An amazing coincidence.
That night, we went up to the top of the Empire State Building.
It was so beautiful.
I didn't care anymore who was right.
And that was our first date.
We watched King Kong in your apartment a bunch of times that night. Didn't sleep till morning.
What do you mean, fire? Oh, it's a war fight!
Fire!
It's a water fight.
Worthless fossil!
If it's so worthless, why aren't you retaliating? If that ship was decommissioned, why do they still have turrets? The electric sword. He didn't have the willpower.
Well, I guess being a cyborg carries less resistance to throwing themselves under a bus for a friend, but while you're mulling over how Ryan somehow survived being crushed by Metal Gear Ray, I'll be painting some scores on the walls. Gameplay. In the way that Kojima made this boss fight happen being the final of the threepeat is actually pretty close to what would have happened if the robots were pitted up against each other in an earlier game. Metal Gear Rex has its machine gun, laser, and missiles from Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Ray gets its machine gun, missiles, and laser from Metal Gear Solid 2. Wow. Besides being aquatic, they were pretty much the same model, weren't they? Anywho, this battle was designed akin to Godzilla fighting Mothra, just putting two giant enemies on different sides in a big open arena filled with buildings, which somehow provides adequate cover for these two giant nuclear robots. Obviously, Metal Gear Ray is going to be the faster model, but that comes at the cost of lighter armor since these things were made for mass production, while Metal Gear Rex is the one of its kind, hence being dug out of Shadow Moses Island after being blown up by Solid Snake the first time around. It's a great way to get the nostalgic final punch in where the level's rounding up, and I don't think it could have been done better. Both are overpowered machines, so the difficulty's nicely going about it, and Solid Snake is fighting Liquid Ocelot, which brings in the catharsis factor on top of the nostalgia, since Snake has employed one of his worst enemies to his side. For letting us have a vehicle section with some actual punch to it, I'll give this fight a 9 1/3 Triforces here. Story. It's the definitive mech fight from Metal Gear Solid. Solid Snake and his comrades have dug up Metal Gear Rex in order to escape the collapsing building since suicide geckos are still flooding in under the now deceased Vamp's order, and what stops us from making a clean getaway? Liquid Ocelot coming in out of fucking nowhere in a Metal Gear Ray. Probably one of the 15 I forgot to destroy in MGS 2. Kojima obviously put this fight in to have the best nostalgic take on Shadow Moses Island actually be at the end, and finally allowing us to put Rex to good use and getting another chance to show up Liquid Ocelot as not being able to stop Solid Snake. The best reason I could give for why Liquid Ocelot has shown up is that there was probably some sort of alert gone out on the networks and he was told that Solid Snake was at Shadow Moses, and this was a good chance to stop him. Taking out the two plot devices from the respective games and essentially having a sword fight at the final moment to build suspense and above all make for a great moment, dodging behind buildings and shoving missiles up each other's asses in the efforts to cut off our unreasonably high health bars. It somehow fits with Liquid Ocelot's appearance just being shy of looking like BS, and the fight itself is fairly balanced, making sure to stay within the context of the story, and with that I give this fight an 8 2/3 Triforces. Fun. While being a vehicle section and being tasked to essentially run over every gecko you run across in Metal Gear Rex while trying to escape the facility in one of the slowest vehicles on the planet, the last thing I expected was Metal Gear Ray showing up in all of its sleek metallic glory. Only one? Seriously? Well, yes, since one of them seems to just give you enough trouble by itself. Should've put a stinger launcher on this hunk of junk, but never mind. The difficulty in this fight is actually pretty fair and respectable of your panache as a veteran gamer of this iteration, which doing this for as long as I have is actually something to applaud when someone designs it so perfectly. The allowance for getting into cover means that it is usually your fault if you get blasted by Ray, while the cooldowns on your weaponry means that you don't get overpowered while all remaining in the same equilateral atmosphere. Honestly, this is one of those fights I'd actually like to revisit because of how nostalgic and fun it is all at the same time, even with the unbelievable strength that Ryan has to somehow stop Metal Gear Ray in its tracks during the ending cutscene. Anyway, it all comes together, and every aspect of this 3-minute situation makes it crunchy, fair, amazing, and all the other words that can be summarized with a 10 Triforces. Coming out of the vamp fight so early, could you really have expected another boss fight not even 15 minutes after that fruitful encounter that yielded the destroyed building we now have to deal with in Rex? Honestly, I was even more surprised when Otacon got the damn thing to work, because we left it in a burning pile with a destroyed CPU about a little less than a decade ago. And wasn't this the place that was destroyed by the military shortly thereafter? As unbelievable as it seems, the way that the final moments of this mission scales it up to that doesn't make any part of it seem like BS. When taken apart, it surely does. I suppose when the fight is as fun as this, the player would throw aside all the story BS with the exploding geckos, revived Rex, and fashionably late Ray, just to have the chance to participate in this final boss blowout, just because this is the sort of deal that ended with a final score of 28 out of 30. That just goes to show how perfect this fight actually is, within a storm of second-rate sludge that this game has been giving out lately. And as for being literally the last bit of gameplay we get in Shadow Moses Island, it's definitely a testament to how well Kojima's team worked on this part alone. Ryan sacrificed himself for Solid Snake at the end, being crushed under the weight of Metal Gear Ray after Rex fell apart, leaving the unmoving Solid Snake to be picked up by his comrades while his partner gets extracted with a snow shovel, leaving Shadow Moses Island in the rearview mirror with only a victory for gamers as a final word on the matter. See you guys next time for more boss fight fun.